preseason game. Just thoughts on how your team executed?
We did some good things. We left some plays on the field. Can't turn the ball over. I mean, some of the cliches that are really true in our game. Big plays and turnovers typically determine the football game, and they converted some things on offense. We had other opportunities to hit bigger plays, and we can't turn the ball over offensively. Onside punt, not jumping on the ball. Those types of things will get cleaned up. And played a lot of guys. They play a lot of guys, and we'll focus in on more of our core group, next week.
Sorry, go ahead, Terry.
Would you like to?
Well, I mean, I think we played hard. We got to get in a little bit better shape, I think, or some guys do. That's not true for everybody. We let a quarterback scramble on us a little bit, and which is tough. I mean, sometimes you're rushing three guys; they're going to find lanes. But we got to rally the ball quicker and get him on the ground. But for the most part, I think we can go away from here with some positives to build on, and got to look at the injury situation and figure out who's even going to be in the lineup right now. And then we'll rehuddle and get a group together and a plan together for next week.
Are the long drives early? I mean, they were playing sort of their first string offensive line, and you had some.
I think we got the ball with under 7 minutes. I think in the first quarter they burned the clock. That's what happens in the preseason, right? It's tough to figure out a rotation because, like I said, if the offense holds the ball it's difficult. It burns time away from your guys that you're trying to evaluate and get on the field, and total number of possessions go down. So they did a good job, converting and moving the sticks.
Is there a concern defensively there that you gave up sort of that number of plays and that just not?
Too concerned with
no.
The first preseason game.
No. Okay.
Too concerned. We got to get some things corrected. I mean, obviously, we got to show. Market improvement, next game. But that's what we're looking for is a constant, gradual improvement and making sure that our players are very well prepared and they don't carry the same mistakes from this game into the next one.
Thoughts on Brett Mahar and Cody Mundell and how that went?
I thought both did, pretty well. They kicked the ball pretty well. We'll see, once we watch the film. But I thought, Brett did well. Made some. We were going to attempt a really long one there early.
Were you actually going to give that a go?
We were. Yeah. Well, we need to know, right? We need to find out. And this is the game. This kind of game to find out in. Yeah.
Amazing.
He said he could.
Amazing. They took a time count violation and had to punt, though.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Conveniently, right? Yeah. No, I don't think that was on Brett.
But you would have liked to see him try it from 62, yeah, just. Because that was the...
Yeah, he kicked one from 67 with the wind at his back, warm-up, nailed it. So he's very confident. So I said, you want to try it? Let's give it a shot.
What was the atmosphere like out there? Just first time in this stadium, first time you've been here. Did you have a chance?
I think the venue's really nice. I think, if they can get support, get fan support. I think it's a great venue. It's close to the field. I think the atmosphere could be really good. I mean, obviously this is a preseason game, so I'm sure it'll pick up come regular season.
Thoughts on Jeremiah and then what Jeff did?
Jeremiah, I thought threw the ball. He missed a couple throws, but they're always, we're always going to have some missed throws. We're not going to be perfect down the center. I thought Jeff made some big plays, but he also had a couple of mistakes, and we've got to eliminate those mistakes out of his game.
That's all part of the learning process, though, isn't it?
Well, it's part of the decision-making process. You just got to make really good decisions, And like I said, we had opportunities to throw and catch very easily with some other plays that we just left on the field, and hopefully with more reps and more game time, we'll convert some of those plays.
Happy with that first string offensive line? That was, other than Filer, you had your sort of guys that have been running first team.
No, we didn't have Bauman either.
Bauman, right? Yeah. But were you happy with that?
2 out of 5.
2 out of 5. Yeah, I guess.
It's a good guess.
Were you satisfied with how they played early?
I thought we protected the quarterback pretty well.
Yeah.
For the most part, and again, some of what we're doing is we're trying to get an evaluation on some of the young guys. With Revenberg and some others. So. We'll focus in a little bit more in the next game.
What's the main focus come Monday?
Well, I got to look at the injury report first, and we got to see where we're thin and make sure that we have that we structure practice well to continue to have our guys grow and get ready for the regular season, but not overburden them with too much work if we're thin in certain spots. That's going to be the first thing. And then we'll huddle up with the coaches and figure out when we'll start preparing for Toronto. We won't use this whole week. to just have normal training camp. We'll start preparing.
Simone leaked out that Speedy's back.
Oh, you saw him, right?
How fast can he get ready? What does he need to
Well, I
do
mean,
to
he's
get
been in the offense, so we got to see where he's at physically. I got to see what kind of shape he's in. He's got to get, it doesn't matter what you do in the offseason. This game up here can fatigue you pretty quick, and you got to get in CFL game shape. So, but he'll be ready. I mean, we'll make sure that we really analyze that properly and not give him too much and not burn his legs out too soon and work him back into it at a proper pace.
Good to see him back, though. He seemed
good. Yeah, he looks good. Yeah, he looks good.
Coach, on this field with the shorter end zone, could that be a factor at some point?
Yes and no. Sometimes I think that might be. You rarely see touchdowns in the back of the end zone in the CFL, even though it's a big end zone. If you really look at it, how many catches are really at the back end of the end zone? And now, 2.5 yards may make a difference, but typically, you don't see that. So, it'll make a difference on some plays and in some games, but my guess is the majority of the games it won't make that much of a difference. But that's just a guess.
What about the synchronicity between the coaches? I mean, this is your first game as well, working together, some new guys.
Oh, I thought the guys did well. I mean, we can always do better, have better communication, but that's true with the veteran staff too. And just figure out the roles and managing the sideline. We had a lot of players that were out here that we wanted here that weren't dressed, and it was got a little crowded, and you just got to manage that a little bit better.
Any rookies or new guys that really stuck out to you today?
I just want to watch the film. Yeah, I wouldn't want to say offhand. I think our kickers did well, but because that's the low-hanging fruit to pick. We need to just watch them make field goals. But the rest of the guys, we need to watch the film.